One of the issues with the Rev Robotics driver hub is an issue that relates to the battery and can cause intermittent loss of power. Luckily, the fix can be as simple as putting a few pieces of tape. Let's take a look. We're looking at the back side of the driver hub now, and the actual problem relates to how the battery sits in the battery compartment. So let's open this up and take a look. As with any device, the driver hub sources parts from probably many different vendors, manufacturers. They all have to be put together in the end, and this can lead to some problems when things aren't quite the sizes that they expected. So the problem we have here is the battery sits pretty well, but there's a little bit of play inside of the battery compartment. If we take the battery out, we can take a look at where the actual contacts are, the things that have to be in contact in order for all of this to work. Here's the bottom of the battery, that's where it is there, and you can see the contacts just inside the battery compartment there. So if everything's going well, this battery will sit inside and sort of be forced down into those contacts. And as long as they remain that way, everything will be good to go. But the problem is there's a little too much play up and down, and occasionally side to side as well. So the easiest fix for this is we just need to put a little bit of pressure to force the battery down into the compartment and onto those battery contacts. So we can do that with something as simple as a few pieces of gaffer tape. Here I have 2 layers of 1-inch white gaffer tape, the same tape that's used on the playing field. I've just layered them one on top of another. What we're going to do is just make it so that this tape will hold the battery in the position we want it to be in. Put those 2 layers of tape on the top and just curve it around the side. This will also help to hold the battery down in the compartment as well as forcing it down onto the contacts. So immediately once I do that, I can feel that there's almost no play in this battery anymore. It's going to be a little more difficult for me to put this battery cover back on now because there's a little bit more stuff that the cover has to get around. But when I do, it's going to be a nice, solid, positive hold on the battery. If you're doing this, don't forget to make sure that the screw is nice and tight in the end. You may have received 2 different screws for the battery cover with your driver hub. One a Phillips head like this one that I'm using, and another an M3 typical screw like you would get with the rest of the Rev Robotics kit. I recommend going ahead and switching out to the Phillips head screw, assuming that you have a Phillips head screwdriver in your kit, because this may make it easier for you to swap out the battery if you need to do that quickly during a meet. So whether you've experienced loss of power with your driver hub or you just want to make sure that it's not going to happen during your next match, this is how you fix it. I'll see you at the field.